Alright, Lucas, so we've lifted the legs of this first filter cap, the one that's 47 microfarad instead of 22, just so we can get a good measurement on it, see if it's even in spec for what it's supposed to be, which is wrong, or if it's leaky or anything. But I think regardless, we should change them out because it's a bad brand and it's wrong value, and these two together, 47 and 22, is almost 70, and a GZ34 rectifier doesn't want more than 60 at the first stage of filtering. So you're really stressing that tube, and that tube delivers the voltages to everything in your amp. So I would say more reason to get rid of these, which I know you already said you wanted to do, but I just wanted to check it out for sure. So on the send core, we're hooked up. Check the value. 53. So yeah, 53 and 22, we're at 75. So that's bad. Check for leakage. Charging up. Not a great sign on the leakage front. Not giving us a reading at all, which means bad. Just for example, let's see. Brand new F&T. Hooked up the same way. Positive. So that's a 22 microfarad, 500 volt, 22. Wow, bang on. And then leakage. None. Literally no leakage. 0. Turn it up 300 volts. Charging. And it's going to just work its way down to nothing. So let's just check yours one more time. Positive. Negative. Value 54. Leakage. Yeah. That's not good. So yeah, these are gone. We're getting them out. Okay. So I snipped out the old caps, and we're gonna remove some leads and lift these boards up. Maybe test these resistors, but I think they're good. So much solder here from the recap. Nice. Chunks of wire. this is pretty tight. A little bend in the board, so that may be tricky to get back on, but we'll see. I might keep that joint sort of as is a little bit. Blow some fresh solder. Caps weren't really in there much at all. I'm going to leave that joint. For the moment. All these are going to need a little hit of fresh solder to get them flowing. Solder out. Nice. This guy. A little bit yucky. Nope. Want to give any heat stress to these fragile wires. So that's actually okay. I don't need to pull that. I do need to pull this. Get these out while I'm at it. Come for that later. And then all of these have to go. Unfortunately. This is the tricky eyelet because 5 leads going into it. Get this out of the way first. That's in there nicely. In there. Need to flow a little. A lot of shrapnel was here. I'm being careful with these wires, but they are shedding a hair of their insulation. Or they have been shedding. But they're holding up okay. Alright. So unlike the last guy, we're not just going to clip the leads, put new caps on, tie them to them, and hope for the best. We're going to remove the whole board, clean it up, get the leads of the caps right through the back, clean up whatever blobs are underneath, silicone them down, put everything back nice and sturdy. We'll check these carbon comps. I think they were fine. I can't remember if we checked them on the initial inspection, but a little bit of paint peeling and discoloration there, so wouldn't be surprised if it's drifted a little. We're looking for 10K, 11.5. And 11.6. So on the fence, you know, they're supposed to be within 10%, and they're about 15% drifted. So, and you know, ideally this doesn't really have to be carbon comp. It can be is a good spot for metal oxide. Resistors, they're just going to perform better under the heat stress and stuff, so we might just put new ones in there too. It's all power supply stuff, so not really direct tonal influence, like these are not in the signal path, as it were. Let's just keep getting this board out. Should come up now. Sorry. We do have one more lead. It's that one that I wasn't sure if I wanted to take out because it's a really short wire, so maybe I'll stick to that plan because I can get the whole board off except for that lead and still able to clean it up and do a good job on the new caps. So you can see we got a lot of flux and some solder underneath. Not terrible, not great, but the backing board's okay. You know, there is a little flecks of solder on it, so we'll clean it up a little bit. And then on the underside of the actual filter cap board, we got a whole lot of flux residue that I will quickly scrape. Because this stuff's conductive a little bit, you know. Contaminates around it. It's a pretty high voltage area, so we want it to be clean. Yeah, look at how much solder blob is on the back of these. We're just going to have to take them all off and redo these jumpers because it's just, that's an obscene amount of solder, and that kind of thing can snap off and roll around and short, and boy, if there's one place in your amp you don't want that happening, it's right here. Alright, so we'll vac that up and then get rid of that other stuff. Then we'll use a little isopropyl to finish it right up. But first, we'll remove the bus wiring. These two are paralleled. Good. And they're grounds. Yeah, a separate ground on each side. Okay, great. Perfect. We gotta get rid of them. Good grief. The amount of solder. Just obscene. Need some fresh. Gotta get it to float. So we're gonna need in there finally. And last of the big blobs. So I think we've got room. We've got room there. So I'm going to take the board right out. Because this guy, he's got enough slack. Okay, so now that it's completely free, we can get every last bit of old solder out by tapping. There we go. Okay, so the top side's pretty clean now. Do the bottom row. All right, clean. Now we'll clean this board up a little with some isopropyl. We are pretty clean. Ta-da! Top side looks good. A little bit of excess flux. That we might as well get off. Pretty good though. Another date code there. Don't want to clean that off. So I'll be careful to go this way on it. Alright. This board is decently clean. backing board is decently clean. Because unlike your Silverface Fiberlex, these boards aren't all covered in wax. Thank heavens. Okay, so we'll actually let's put our caps in first. Add a little silicone. To hold them in place. Ooh, there we go. All the F and T's nicely laid out in a row with their markings up so that we can tell what the values are in 25 years when we need to change them again. That looks and feels good.